Hey there. Just got off the phone with a client about a piece of property we have listed for him, and had an interesting conversation on a pretty good subject I thought we'd talk about for just a quick minute. It's a pretty sizable piece of property. It's going, pretty good price tag, and we were talking about the buying market in general, what the land market's doing right now. This is summer 2016 when I'm making this video. And I told him that we've been slow. RecLand has been slow on the sales side since early last fall. And guys that I've talked to in the land business, met with one this morning at a closing. We discussed it, and I've talked to dozens of different guys all across our region, and they all tell the same story. It's just been slow. RecLand has got a ton of listings, a lot of action going on. We got a little steady trickle of sales that are happening, and most of that is just because we've got guys in 6 states. We've got a pretty big footprint, so consequently you're going to always have some action going on, but in general it's been slow. And talking to that gentleman this morning, we were just kind of speculating as to why, and I told him, in my opinion, it's 3 things from where I sit. The oil and gas industry has really taken a hit, the last year. We're in Louisiana. Many of our buyers come from the south part of the state. Oil and gas industry is huge. We're in Texas, East Texas, South Texas. Oil and gas industry is huge, and all of that has slowed down simply because we feel that there's just been such a hit in that segment of the economy that there's just not as much discretionary money laying around for these guys to go out and buy $1 million recreational tracts. We had a deal fall through several months ago. It was the very first deal that we could point exclusively to the oil and gas industry, and it was a well over $2 million deal on a recreational type property that a guy high up in a company in the oil and gas industry was let go. And it shocked him, shocked everybody, and so consequently he had to back out of the deal, and understandably so. But we feel like the oil and gas industry is part of the reason why things are slow. We're right in the middle of a presidential election year. The conventions just ended, so we've got about 3 or 4 months to first week of November for the election. It's a pretty consequential presidential election, so I think people are in a holding pattern because of that, and people are cautious. That's the third reason. People that have money didn't get money by being foolish or carefree about their decision making, and so those same people consequently are being cautious right now when it comes to spending money on land, especially recreational properties that don't have a significant income potential to it. They're being real cautious. Now I say that, and I got the paperwork in my hand from a deal we closed this morning, a pretty good recreational tract, and sold another big recreational deal about 3 weeks ago. So deals are still happening, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely a marked slowdown. I'm real optimistic about the future, real bullish on it, real bullish on land, real optimistic about the whole industry. In fact, we're doing a lot during this slower time to get to be geared up and have a good foundation laid to be able to really just hit it hard when things do start making a shift. And my gut tells me after this presidential election gets behind us, and when there's some certainty, even if it's not the outcome you want, and maybe even you suspect I want, just having certainty is a big deal, even in the business world. Even if it's not the things you want, just knowing what is the way things are, so that you can adjust and set a course. Sometimes that gives us a bump. So we're bullish about the land market. It's just slow right now, and I know I should be on here saying, oh, things are great, booming, hopping, going. We're real busy in a lot of ways, but the phone ringing off the hook selling stuff every single day is not one of them right now. So I'm just being straight with you, and I think anybody in this business in our part of the country would probably, if they're honest, tell you the same thing. So anyway, just a little update there. I look forward for things to turn around here pretty quick and get back on a glide path to, to some real solid, steady action like we, saw a year and a half, 2 years ago. But until then, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and doing the best we can.